Greetings, my name is Scott Lindenau, and I'm the design principal of Studio B Architects here in Aspen, Colorado, and welcome to the Glickman residence. So this project was based on the case study series of the 1960s, where architecture was reduced to its simplicity and its origins. The relationship of nature in Colorado, in particular in Aspen, where people live here to participate and be in the view rather than just look at the view, is an important part of this project. As you approach this house from the neighborhood, you immediately see that it's quite different than the adjacent neighbors in both scale and form, its lines. It's horizontal in nature. We selected a color palette that was zinc and concrete. I used the two materials simply because to keep the architecture very simple. Less is more, as Mies van der Rohe would say. And then we skirted that and hid it by a welded coil fabric. It adds a depth and a richness to the architecture and to the layering. Let's take a peek at how we get inside from the street and how you're encouraged to come into the house with the landscape walls itself. Once we come into the double height space and the entry stair, we arrive at the top floor, and from there we see the connection from the house to the mountains. We captured the amazing natural light in this house by keeping the floor plan very simple, very open. One of the things that was very important to us in this project was to have floor-to-ceiling glass, so that the ceilings and the floors just seem to flow out into nature. So you'll see in the interior color palette, it's more of a gray and white tones. The marble wall that you see when you enter the front, where the fireplace is an anchor piece that pulls you up to this floor, and then that ties into the kitchen and a consistent material throughout the house. The dash of color, particularly orange, the client really loved, and this house being more of a backdrop for the art, the color in the furniture served as like a little punch for the interiors. There's also a wraparound glass deck in the front of the house. We can go out there and take a peek and then have a cocktail glass of wine for later in the evening. At the bottom of the stairs, you're greeted by the extensive wine cellar that has up to 3,000 bottles of storage. In keeping consistent with the architecture, we use the aluminum system for the bottles, and it's lit with inside and it's cool as well. At the opposite side from the wine cellar, we see the sitting area with the large paintings. Again, another pop of color that relates to the upper level. So now that we've seen the lower level sanctuary, let's go upstairs and see the hidden terrace. Well, one of the beautiful things about the rear terrace is the house and the natural landscape embraces it, so it forms this outdoor room. From the terrace here, you see the lush green, the grass. It softens the architecture. And a final note to this design piece, we add a rooftop terrace that really brings Aspen into the forefront, and you see it in all its glory. You're surrounded by mountains, nature, and as the seasons change, so does your experience. It feels like you're on top of the world. Thanks for joining me today on this tour of the house, and I hope you enjoyed the work. And now it's time for me to go out and enjoy the view.
Thanks for watching. Like what you see on the show? Well, be sure to subscribe to our channel. We have so many more beautiful homes to share. It's all about love. Share these homes, you know?